Great Speeches by Jennifer Stewart. Today I have selected two different speeches and speakers. The first one is Severn Suzuki. It's a young girl that spoke to the United Nations about the environment and our society and just the world in general. And President Ronald Reagan with the speech titled Tear Down That Wall. The first speaker and speech was Severn's. I think the pros was that she said that what was on her mind. She wasn't afraid to hurt anyone's feelings. She wasn't afraid to offend anyone. She was there to tell everyone what she thought. She wasn't afraid to express herself. She wanted everyone to know how she felt. She was willing to stand up for a cause. She didn't care who was in her way. She was going to go there, and she was going to make sure that they needed to know that she knows that it's not the way it should be. And she wanted to help what she believes in. She wanted to help the environment. She wanted to help all the animals that are going extinct. She wanted to help the poor kids who don't have food, water, and clothes in the countries that aren't able to provide. She made sure that her speech was there to open everyone's eyes. The second speaker and speech was Ronald Reagan. I think that he had the attention of the audience, that he drew everyone in, and he made everyone proud of the accomplishment. And he was also proud of it. He made sure that everyone knew the good deed that was going on, and that everyone was happy with it. A con was probably that Suzuki might have sounded too mean or angry. I understand that it was a subject that was close to her and she really cared about it, but I guess in some subjects, I guess she shouldn't sound like she's trying to attack them. She should just be trying to get her point across. And I think a con on Ronald Reagan was that he read right off the paper. You could tell that he didn't have any emotion behind it, that he didn't have the want to elaborate on things. And I think that he could have made it a little bit more understanding for people who aren't really into politics or people who really don't keep up with it but try to. I think that he could have made it more understanding to the entire public in general. And I think that my preferred speaker, without a doubt, was Severn Suzuki. That young girl kept going. She never gave up. She didn't care if someone stood up and tried to stop her from her speech. She was going to stop that speech. She was going to keep going on that speech. She was going to make sure that everyone knew how she felt, that she wanted to make sure that everyone knew that it's not okay. And her speech was just amazing, especially for being so young and being able to raise the money and to go there herself with some friends and make the adults realize that it's just not the same anymore, that the society in general needs to make a change, and that we need to care about everyone else and not just ourselves. And she also is my overall top pick, speaker, everything. She was able to have all those adults in the room, all those leaders from other countries and societies sit there in silence. Her speech was only about 5 minutes long, and she was able to get a point across better than plenty of speeches that I've heard before. I think that she actually opened up many people's eyes, especially if you weren't even sitting in that room. I know me. I mean, I'm not an adult. I don't run a society, but it opened my eyes up, and I agree with her, and I think it was an amazing speech, hands down.